How do you stop cringing at your embarrassing past? I've learned to ignore the feeling and move on when I know it's coming. Everyone is too busy with their own shit to care about yours to remember all the things you've said or done. That's a very important point. How many of us spend time remembering other people's journeys into cringedom? I went to a friend's house for a very small day get together and proceeded to get drunk and obnoxious. I talked to my friend, whose day it was about 7 to 8 years later, and apologized. She didn't even remember it. We obviously beat ourselves up more than others do. This was confusing to read. I was like, what the fuck day was she born? That she isn't having a birthday for another 7 years. Is she a dog? Are you counting dog years? Lol, I thought the same. Realize that the only people remember it is probably yourself. How often do you think about others' embarrassing moments? Next to none, right? That means nobody even remembers the cringy thing you do because they are all too busy thinking about themselves. Edit. To people who said that's not true for you, I believe you. Sometimes people can be petty, mean little assholes that hold on to that one thing you did and keep bringing it up. Could be your friends, could be your parents, could be your so. Instead of feeling sad and attacked, next time when they do it, calmly ask them why they bring it up so often. Don't do it in a confrontational way. Almost treat it like you are their therapist and look at it as a third person. Ask them what's the motive of always reminding people their embarrassing past. If they say they just find it funny, reply with, well, I never find it funny. Don't ask them to stop, because that will only make them do it more often. You need to make them feel like they are the one who should be embarrassed by how petty and childlike they truly are. Hope this helps. This sadly isn't true for me. I forget embarrassing things I do all the time. Then randomly my cousin or my mom will bring it up, and I'll just be sitting there having tons of flashbacks. I swear my sister started making a list as we were growing up, because at every family event over the years she manages to bring up something embarrassing I did. Luckily I move far enough away that I can skip family gatherings. When someone does that, it is a violation of your emotional boundaries. Moreover, it is character attack. If it hurts or embarrasses you, then that someone should stop. Period. Say hell yeah to emotional boundaries, brother. Think of your 5 most embarrassing moments. Now think of your best friend's 5 most embarrassing moments. I bet that thinking of your own came really quickly, but thinking of your friends took a while. And for a colleague or acquaintance you might not be able to think of any, even though they will all be able to think of their own 5 embarrassing moments just as quickly as you thought of yours. Basically, these little things aren't a big deal, even though your brain will try to trick you into thinking they are. My life got a lot less stressful when I realized that. I mean, I still lie awake in bed at night replaying awkward conversations to myself and thinking, why the fuck did I say that? But at least rationally I know it doesn't matter to anyone but me. I'm 31 and I still cringe over shit I did in middle school. I know in my heart that nobody else remembers that shit, but I sure do. I'm in therapy because I still beat myself up over shit I did as a child in elementary school. I cannot let shit go. Yes, you can. Stop telling yourself that you can't. That's like problem #1. Your mind can believe what you want it to. Memories may remain, but the feeling/viewpoint you have about them can be altered. That's like saying stop being depressed to someone and expect them to stop. This guy's going to therapy and it's still tough. For me, it feels like it's hardwired in. Like it has a mind of its own and dominates my emotions whenever it pleases. Your cringe means you've grown. Must mean I've grown a lot. 'Cause man, I cringe daily, and often so hard it's paralyzing. Don't anybody point out that typo. Who said it was a typo? Close bracket. One day you will cringe at that comment. The chaos of the present. Ha ha ha. The only thing I've ever heard that made sense was, pretend it was happening to someone else. A friend you know. Would you be so hard on them if it was someone else? Because unless it happened in the last couple of days, it really was someone else. You're not the same person. Self-compassion is the key to mental health, especially if it is followed by compassion toward others. Everyone does stupid stuff, so be your own friend about it. A good friend. Your comment should have more upvotes. When the cringy memories come up, let them come up. Remember them from start to finish, even if it's a bit painful to do so. Experience all the feelings they bring up, and work through those feelings. Write them down in a journal, maybe even confess them anonymously on Reddit. Grow and change in reaction to them, and then you can let go of the memories. Eventually you internalize that the past is in the past, and you're free, as long as you actually grow and move on to new, different embarrassing moments. Maybe it's because I just read Dune, but your comment in essence sounds very much like the litany against fear. I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the little death that brings total obliteration. I will face my fear. I will permit it to pass over me and through me, and when it has gone past I will turn the inner eye to see its path. Where the fear has gone there will be nothing. Only I will remain, which in of itself is good advice, I think. Joke about it, then say, that's nothing. Hold my beer. Then proceed to outdo your former self, because progress is what we strive for. This is the way. Just try your best to remember 2 things about those memories. 1. You're probably the only person on earth who actually remembers those moments of yours. Sure, there will be people who might remember 1 or 2 odd moments because they were right there when they happened. But overwhelmingly your inventory of cringe memories is out of stock in everyone else's minds. 2. If it seems cringe now, that means you've grown. And that's a good thing. Facebook memories of status updates I posted 13 years ago when I first got on that site in college are barely recognizable as me to myself now. Part 2. My favorite response so far. Cringe equals growth. It's a good thing. I just wanted to say I do this, and I hate it. But it was helpful to me to read these. Thanks everyone. I decided to face the cringe head on. I laid in bed with my eyes closed and no music on and let any horrifying memory wash over me and experienced it to the fullest. I started doing this almost daily. Anytime a cringe moment popped up, and if I was able I'd take a few moments to explore it deep. Each time I did this, the memory was no longer cringe. Sometimes, it became a story I could laugh about. It took all the power away. I started saying to myself, so what? Whenever I would have a thought about when I was stupid. Who gives a shite, like no one else has ever done anything dumb is another one I would say. Defend yourself against your inner bully and eventually that cringe turns to something closer to indifference. There's the trick. It's not that no one but you will ever remember the dumb shit you've done. It's that they've all done dumb shit too. So who cares? Welcome to being human. We all fuck up sometimes. Just do better next time. You accept deep down that 1. It happened. 2. You can't change the past. 3. You move on. Realize and accept that no one else really has their shits all together. So life goes on. I don't have to be perfect. I just have to strive to be better than my previous self all the time. I do my best to block it all out. Try staying distracted 24/7. I recommend the opposite. Work through the memories, experience them fully, and internalize that they're in the past now. A lot of the perpetual cringe comes from the same few bad memories rising up against your will, getting pushed down, and coming right back up again. I can't even eat as much as this would make me vomit. Vomit now and get it out of your system, or feel queasy for the rest of your life. I've had a lot of success in recent years allowing myself to relive my cringe moments, then telling myself I've grown, and that they were perfectly acceptable at the time, when applicable. By making an unpredictable and exciting future to focus on. Right. The best thing is to start all over. Wisdom like the phoenix. When I was 14 I jacked off, and finished, in the electronics aisle at Target. Now when I think of this, I cringe so hard. So I just go on my phone as a distraction from that. The department with the most cameras. Thank you for sharing, LMAO. I talk about her in third person. To myself and otherwise. I don't really know her well anymore. But I love her. But God was she stupid. I love this. I have a very silly past self too. For me, usually a handful of different things work. Remind myself that everyone's got stuff they're embarrassed about. Breathe deeply and try to focus on breathing. Yes, I went through the free trial of Headspace and then stopped. So it's not exactly expert level meditation, but the basic focus on breathing thing actually works to help clear your mind. Try and focus on something else, like try and remember the lyrics to that song I heard yesterday, or go over the grocery list, or whatever. I try to force my brain to go down a humorous path to teach my brain to associate embarrassing feelings with a funny comedic bit. I've heard some people suggest just think of the scene-filled theme along with your issue and it'll automatically become humorous. I just did that, but with different stand-up routines that I've come to enjoy over the years. Working pretty well so far. The only thing for it is keep your mind busy with other things. By trying to remember the old proverb that a man cannot step into the same river twice. The river will not be the same river, not will the man be the same man. Meaning that life keeps moving on, and we need not be stuck in the past. Eventually your memory starts to fail. It's nature's kindness. Realize how boring of a life you'll have if all you do is obsess over your past. Would you rather have a cringy life full of experiences or sit inside the whole time and do nothing? Just do what Trump does and create a new, exciting, embarrassing present. This has probably already been said, but drugs and alcohol. Accept that humans make mistakes. Forgive yourself for doing something you wish you hadn't. Talk about the lesson you learned from the cringy moment, and most importantly, let yourself get bored with punishing yourself for your imperfections. You learn from it. You can look back at who you were then and learn your vital lessons from the past, and you can look forward to the person you're trying to become. You're going to grow and change. All you have to do is accept yourself for your shortcomings and work on how you're going to improve yourself going forward. Whenever you get an embarrassing memory, try and sing over it. Oh god, in 8th grade I accidentally farted in front of karma chameleon. You come and go. You come and go, oh 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 oh. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe for more videos.